we go. I do believe we are live. Shall say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's stream topic is about all the things that are going on without you having to think about them. And there's a lot of it. Things going on that you don't think about kind of vibe, right? And I want to take us down a few trains of thought, and then we'll kind of enter the rest of the stream the way we normally do. But one of the trains of thought is the fact that you have all of these internal processes, right? Like you eat food and then it gets digested. You have a stomach that produces acids. You have intestinal lining that produces layers of slime, so nothing ever touches you directly, absorbing the food from your body. You have organisms living inside of you, eating your food, producing neurochemicals that are being sent back up through your body into your brain. You have the neurochemicals, right, in different concentrations all over your brain. You have different glands producing different chemicals, different hormones, different peptides. Is it peptides? One of them could be. There's so much that you cannot even think about that's happening in your body, and it just happens without you having to think about it, right? So that's like the micro scale, kind of like contracting our minds inward when it comes to this stream topic. And then on the other side, it's the same thing for our world, right? That as we continue into this fractal we're in right now, we'll find ourselves in a society where there's a lot of things going on without you having to think about it. Food being prepared, being planted, being harvested, being transported to different places in different cities and different countries so people have things to eat. There are medicines being made, distributed, developed in the same way, technologies being researched, people sitting in boardrooms discussing new things, right? Like all of these things in our world that is also happening without you having to think about it. And today's stream topic, or bringing this into our minds, is very much a call to awareness of acknowledging the significance and the importance of your life, this this bubble you find yourself within. However, at the same time, there are these complexities, these depths that go all the way down into just your body as a system and then into our planet as a system as well, right? And then more complexity of goings on because in every single person's mind there is something going on as well. There's something going on in their lives, there's something going on with their relationships with each other, there's something they want from one moment to the next kind of vibe, right? And all of that complexity also adds without you having to even think about it. I hope just bringing this into our minds again kind of expands our bubble of awareness. It's nice having you friends here. Is that the. Okay, no. Let me just check something quickly. Morning, friends and fam. Morning, Joy V. It's nice having you here, friend. Thank you for joining me. Is this angle good? Maybe a little bit like that. My body digests food whether I wanted to or not. Yeah, would be a little bit of a vibe if we could just go like, nah. Now I'm gonna eat all of this food, really enjoy it, but I'm not digesting any of it. Thank you. I'll just give it back. I would, I would. I get it. I get it, join me. I probably would as well. Hey Mojo, it's nice to have you here. But fortunately, it won't help thinking about it or something, right? I am feeling especially tired today. I think I slept enough, technically, but I feel very like woozy, like a little bit. I didn't drink anything last night. I did have some food. I had a milkshake that was overpriced. I am not complaining. I'm commenting as you do, right? But the rest of the experience was very much worth it. Like I had fun. We went out karaokeing. You wouldn't believe it. And you can't see it technically because I didn't film it. But I was singing karaoke last night. I was not singing. I was belting karaoke last night. I was singing my lungs out. My throat was hurting. They had the karaoke place set up in a smoker's lounge, cigarette smokers lounge, not that kind of smokers lounge. So like the stank of cigarettes was not treating my mind well. Maybe that's why I'm tired. You know what? Checks out. Yeah, it was the cigarette smoke of last night. That's why. That's why I'm tired. I love karaoke. I really enjoyed it too. I did. I sang Hallelujah and Bohemian Rhapsodies, with John, and two other songs as well with him that he knows the names of, but I don't. And then one of the fifth songs, I literally just got myself a microphone, walked up, and started singing with him. It was so fun. It was so nonchalant. Like, oh yeah, we can do this too, right? And he on the way there, John asks me, "Am I gonna do karaoke with him?" And I go, "Yeah, totally. I'll do karaoke with you." And then it gets to the moment where we do our first song, and there's like a deep sense of, oh man, a deep sense of why did I sign up for this? Why did I say I would do this? Why? And then we did it anyway, and it was fun. 100% worth it. You were singing words to music. Cytron's music doesn't have lyrics. Some of my sidetracks, my Cytron's tracks have lyrics. Thank you very much. They're very limited lyrics. And weirdly enough, the fact that you say that, Joy Vive, I unironically wanted to see if I can request a Cytron's track with like 5 lyrics, and then just like dance my heart out to the music. I wanted to do that, but I didn't. Regrettably. Next time we shall surely try. mm, yeah, the tired is still very much there with me. Uns. It's not lyrics, Melt. You think you're funny? You are kind of funny. I'll give it to you. I'd feel tired and woozy if I had a milkshake, all that dairy all at once. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the milkshake. It was nice though. I don't drink milkshakes a lot. I think, I should have stopped when I was a child, but the inner child in me still sees milkshakes and be like, I can go for a milkshake. I know you can, inner child. You would drink milkshakes for water if I gave you the chance. I'm heating this up. I have some of the future in here. The one that tastes like cereal. Checks out. There we go. That'll do it. My dad sent me some photos of my plants back at home, and they're very not good photos, but they're something. I want to show you yesterday's art first. Yes. I am happy with how this one turned out. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the one that I feel is the most picturesque. This is my dad's hand. This is one of the other ones. One of the other ones. Again, I know these photos are not fantastic, but you can see, right? You can see that is covered in sugar. So much sugar. So next week, I believe it is next week, right? Yeah, 7 days from now, I should be going home. Maybe we'll end up harvesting them, but I want to see them in person. Makes excited. Very excited. My little plants are fattening up a little bit as well, but still pretty small. All the things that go on without you thinking about it also makes me think about all the things that happen when I turn my back for 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it can definitely go that direction. In fact, maybe it even should. Maybe we should think about all of the stuff that's gonna happen if we turn our backs for 5 minutes. There's a pipe. This is technically where our water comes from, but it bothers me because it doesn't feel very natural. How pedantic do I want to be? Doesn't this bother you? Yes, no. How's this rectal instead? Yeah, better, right? Right? It's better. It's better. I think not having pipe, maybe just for me, makes better. I like it. All right. Things that happened about this. I bought some new deodorant. It does not work. Them native ads got me. Is it some sort of like natural type of deodorant? How did they get you, Genevieve? That's the question I'm wondering, right? What did they have to say for you to be like, yeah, I think this is something I need? Genevieve, switch to vinegar. You'll never buy deodorant again. Weirdly enough, Sam, after you told us that, I have actually taken your advice on it, and I don't know if this is one of those TMI kind of things. It probably is, but there's only like a few friends here, so I feel kind of like at liberty to talk more nonsense right now, at least. Hopefully, the friends watching the recording doesn't think too weird of me. But uh, the vinegar has helped, and then it helps so much that you don't need it for like weeks at a time, and then you'll notice yourself being a little bit more stinky than you remember, and then you can do it again, and then it like culls, that odor every single time. So yeah, checks out, Sam. Actually checks out. But I like my piss to smell good, and vinegar doesn't have pretty smells. I mean, I don't smell too pleasant, so I guess it can't hurt. I think it's more like a right. Like let's imagine the bad smells like weeds growing, right? Like I would agree. I would also like flowers in my garden. However, the flowers good smells are gonna be canceled out by all of the by, by all of the weeds, right? So by using the vinegar, you're basically running a mower through that entire garden, right? Putting everything down to the ground, this tall, and then you can put the flowers on top of that, and then the flowers have more room to shine. That checks out. Makes sense to me. I accept. Hey Simon, what are we doing with vinegar now? I don't think you want to know, bro. We're not eating it. We're killing things with it, bro. We're killing things. Vinegar cancels out the odor causing bacteria. Yeah. What you do with your pits after that is your business. Plumbing isn't natural. Would you rather carry buckets to a water hole? I mean, I'm not calling out the fractal of the pipe existing or the water coming to our home through it. That's not my problem. I think it's more a fractal of presentation, right? Just this random red pipe coming off the face of this little Rockies isn't exactly nice looking. I am watch watch the ego. I am an artist by nature, so I believe there would be a more elegant solution, more beautiful solution. But this is how it is. However, when I set my frame up as an artist, I I would I would like to keep elements that bring please. All right, bring so much please. Look at all them shapes for your brain to recognize. And Simon, bless you again, friend. It's nice having you here. Mm-mm-mm. Weed control. Meld, what strains do you plant on the farm? Did you plant on the farm? Uh, Technically speaking, Mojo, I had sour diesel as a plant. Okay. I should give more context. I had the seeds of sour diesel plants that I planted, and I also had seeds of lemon haze plants that I planted at the same time. And then I didn't manage to kill all of the males because I was still very inexperienced at that point in time. So there was some seeds on my plants, including my sour diesel variant that I planted. But again, I wouldn't know who the male plant was there. So it could have been sour diesel crossed with lemon haze, could have been sour diesel on sour diesel, but it was already a mix of a mix. And then I had seeds left from one of those sour diesel plants that was a sour diesel seed. And then I planted one of those seeds for one of the trees. And then the three other ones is white rhino. Bulk, but I bought myself in a very long time. Came for me to plant graciously. And I did. And it turned out amazing. It is you saw those like very thick looking crystal nugget. Yeah, those were the let me just show you. Let me just show you. Right, these ones are the white rhino. Diesel, I believe. Yeah. You can see there's definitely a difference in structure. Sour diesel, white rhino. This is also one of the white rhinos. Like the pistol action on this one. Woo! Very thick looking. Hey Zano. We're looking at trees. Yeah, but like this, I think these two photos, the sour diesel plant and then the white rhino plant, like just look at how far the frost goes. The frost is reaching out, trying to touch the world. Maybe 1 week, one extra week will be exactly the amount of time they need to mature, finish maturing. My mind is getting taken on a ride. Like I literally spent 20 minutes last night just looking at these photos, thinking to myself how I wish they were higher resolution, but still so grateful that they existed at all. Thank you, Dad. Right, yesterday when I asked Dad to send me a photo, that's the photos that he sent. Mm-mm-mm. Let me get back to my chat. You're an artist, not a plumber. You can do both. You can do art and plumbing, surely. Surely you can do art and plumbing. It's just me. Is that too much to expect of our plumbers? No. 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 I expect beauty. I expect. Very cool, nice trees, thank you. I am thinking about them. Plants are miraculous. They are. They really are, Mojo. And like when I work with plants like this, it's like so interesting how their energies affect me. Right? I'll literally close my eyes and see these nux structures like fold into, or fold out into reality. Literally fractal. They're fractal in nature. Like we kind of grow up, and now I take up this space in the world. What does my hand look fake? Does my hand look fake to you too? It's totally real hand, this one. It is in fact real. I had to check with us. But I take up this much space as a 3D object, right? That's kind of how it is now. I have extruded, and now I am as such. However, plants, I take a little seedy, right? And then I put it in the ground and I nurture it, and then it becomes this bush with with these things, with these things. Open them again. These things exploding out of them. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that's a hand. I don't think it's by scale, but I feel like there is some magic happening with the camera angling as well. Yeah. I want to see them in person so bad. Patience. Patience melt. You'll see them soon enough, dude. Ate wild garlic yesterday. Tasty. I'm like I have two fractals in my mind imagining Simon eat wild garlic. The one is Simon being at like some sort of event or like fancy restaurant where they have wild garlic and him tasting it. And the other one is Simon just like rummaging through the forest, going back to his hunter-gatherer roots, eating the wild garlics. And I love both. Both of them bring me happiness, dude. Bless you. Heavy crystal, but yeah, white rhino, right? It should be thick and stocky as rhino and white of all of them crystals. Ooh, pretty rocks. Lurky, lovins, and hiding hellos from the road. People love you, right? Look at them. Look at them rocks supporting me, supporting my back so I can sit comfortably. I might end up doing more streams in this spot because it's perfectly out of the sun's angle, and I feel like the reflection on this wall makes the light kind of soft as well. All right. I think the light has turned, so I might end up doing like such a thing. All right, I can move it a little. Pipe it moving. This is too much. This is too much angle. I can do like so though. Checks out. There we go. Plant roots. Want a piece of Melt's hair. They really are getting at me. This is technically just grass. Just casual grass reaching down. Do you wonder where I am right now? I'm on that spot next to the house again. Your friends get to see part of it at least. Man, I am tired. I don't like feeling tired, especially if I don't want to be. Right? Like there's a joke where when you want to sleep, you find yourself not tired. That wants to be tired. And now the not wants to be tired energy is awake in me, and I'm feeling the tired energy instead. I'm still blaming the cigarettes. I wasn't smoking anything, but the other people's, that felt rough. Like my voice felt cooked afterwards. Like I was having a hard time speaking properly. It's cool how plants start out with just stems and leaves, but if you wait long enough, they materialize cool things like fruits or seeds or vegetables or weed buds. If you wait long enough, if you're patient enough, doesn't help to unroot your sapling to see if it's growing proper roots, right? Sometimes the best course of action is patience. If you have spent a lot of time manifesting, and manifesting means a bunch of different things to a bunch of different people. Manifesting to me is using your words, using your hands, showing up with your actions in a way that generate the outcome you desire. A lot of other people are doing the same thing right now. That is a part of the goings on. And you, dear friend, are a part of that goings on. If you can be patient with yourself, with your projects, with the things that you've been manifesting, see it through, don't unroot it before it's done growing, before it's ready to bear its fruit. Because some things grow longer than other things. Some, right? Like thinking about our creative projects, about the things we have going on in the same frame of reference. How long is it gonna take to bear fruit? I don't know. I do not know. I do believe it will though. Eventually. You seem uber chill. I am. I am feeling chill. But I'm feeling so chill that I feel like I'm unentertaining. And that messes with me. Sorry, man. I want to be able to ask, are you not believing you cannot say, no, I'm not? Right now, I wouldn't blame you. Maybe we're supposed to just chill right now. Yeah. Maybe that's what's going on. I like that. Chilling is going on right now. There is conscious evolution to be had in chilling as well, my higher self says. I don't watch sports, Simon. First game of sports I watched in something like 7 years was that game Josh took us to. Are you not entertained? No, leave me alone. I just saw one of the bad kind of mosquitoes. The kind of mosquitoes that will 100% try and steal blood from me now that he's found me. He's already started on my feet. I'm gonna do a covert maneuver and literally hide my feet inside my pants so the mosquitoes have a little bit of a harder time getting to me. I don't know if it'll be hard for them, but it'll be harder. All right. Cover my arms as well. Good idea. One of these days, I'll have super suit. One of these days, the mosquitoes will just explode as soon as they land on me. Spontaneously combust. Wonder, will I do it with electricity? Uh, yeah, that's gonna be easiest. All the extra pant material gotta be good for something. It weirdly enough, I've done this. This is something I've done. I've also seen people look at me like I'm an insane person when they walk past me and they see my legs. There's another mosquito. Yeah, low easy access. When they see my legs like that and they're like, and I'm like, it's for the mosquitoes, and they go, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And I see their minds being like, maybe Melt wearing those melty pants is not that bad of an idea. Maybe I should start doing it too. And then I give them my website with all of my pants they can buy from me. No, don't do that yet. I should. I should be able to do that. Give people a little card. Right, here you go. Meltmore.art. You can dress yourself in psychedelic flowers. Sounds good to me. What's stopping me? Finances for now again. I wonder. I wonder like again with what's gonna be happening this year. There's even more of an incentive for me to try, even if it will fail, because I'll have so many iterations to learn more so than ever. This is this is creating that experience inside of me where it's making me kind of anxious, thinking about all of the things that I'll need to do, while at the same time being tired and not feeling like doing anything at all. Love is true. Everything that I want to do and more will be done. And I will look back and think about these moments. Suddenly, my entire experience becomes more psychedelic. And in that psychedelic mind state, I instantly noticed this. I mean, it's so simple and yet so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? Shadow and light, not the pipe. Sing an afternoon snooze for Melty. Probably not. I don't really take an afternoon snooze at this point of the day. Wrap around looks ultra cool. Energy ebb and flows. That it does. Always. Everything ebbs and flows. All messages. Thank you for reminding me. I feel like our chat has been a little bit more quiet though, so maybe I haven't been missing anything. Plans don't require entertainment. Let's all be ends today. Yeah, that is true. Pepperon. All messages. Thank you again for the reminder. Back to melt view, please. Have you considered that I don't want to be seen? But you asking makes me happy. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. When are you seeing Christian? When is he leaving? Good questions. He actually sent me a location today again because he's back home, but he didn't have time for me today. I wanted to go through today to go and see him. No time tomorrow, but he does have time on Monday. So we'll be going through on Monday to go and see him. We're probably gonna go through to Pop Show's place so I can see, Christian's dad as well. But then he's leaving at the end of the month. I think he's leaving on the 1st. 1st of April, Christian leaves to another country. I haven't really let it sink in just yet, I think. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna continue living in denial until he comes back. And then I'm gonna be like, yeah, I never believed you were there in the first place, I say. You don't want to be seen. How do you think? Who do you think you are, Dream? No, please. Anybody would dream. No offense, Dream. But no. No, I was just joking. It was more like a fractal of I wanted to keep the camera there and then vape again while the camera wasn't facing me. That was the whole maybe I don't want to be seen. Wasn't it's not that deep. I wasn't, crying for help. Do you see the way this is like oranging up? Has it been looking like that the whole time? I think it's as the sun is setting, the light is shifting a little bit. Why do we want to go to soggy Ireland again? Want to live his drunken winter writer fantasies? Weirdly enough, I literally had that conversation with him, Joyviv, and in part, yes, in part he does want to live his drunken writer fantasies because he's not gonna want to be outside probably, so he's gonna need to be inside writing. However, he just wants a change, right? Christian is young, he's unattached, he has no wife or children to take care of, so he's technically in the best position that he'll ever be to move to a different country because he feels like it, right? And I know that about my homie. I don't think it means that much more than because he feels like it. He believes there will be women there. I don't believe so. I believe there are women everywhere, right? If you're pursuing any different world in seek of women's, I believe there will be much suffer. So me and him have like spats about that as well. He's gonna go and experience a different side of the world and all the goings ons that entails. And I do believe he'll come back. I think he'll be there for like a year or so, right? That gives me more than enough time to build something here. So by the time he comes back, maybe I'll have a job for him or something, right? I really want to hire my homies. Isn't that nepotisms or something? I'm doing that on purpose. I know it's something. It's like there's a there's a fractal for it. Like it's right there, but it feels like my mind is trying to forget it, to pretend like it's not a thing. Love is true. I want to see my friends work on things that will bring their soul's value. I have a bias, surely, but I also trust in the things that we try to create. I trust in my tenacity to not give up, to not want to compromise on what I believe is important. And that especially includes my friends. Morning, people. Hey, Cigar. Glad to see. I didn't miss the live stream today. Nah, we still got a few minutes left. It's nice to have you here, Cigar. Bless you. Christian phone number, please. Yeah, if he was swinging that way, Simon, bro, I might have to start swinging that way as well, bro. Shouldn't say shit like that, please. There are no women in Ireland. There are, like, Christian has this idea in his mind that he's gonna, you know, like, he's a writer. He is a writer, so he's romantic and, starry eyed and imaginative. Such a creative person, especially so when it comes to the stories we tell ourselves and the way we want it to work, right? Like, it would be great if you could just randomly find a person and then instantly you and this person is a perfect match, and then instantly this person, all of the things they have going on happen to perfectly fit in with all of the things you have going on, and then perfectly this person, wants to spend the rest of their lives with you, and you want to spend the rest of your life with them, and you feel like it was always meant to be perfectly, of course. And then you perfectly get married and have perfect little children, and then live perfect little happy ever after lives where you never fight each other and there's never animosity or discomfort, right? Like, I feel there is a fractal in all of us that wishes for that. However, I don't think it works that way. I think if there will be relationships, they will be there because people want them, right? And the want for that relationship exists technically first with yourself, right? You won't be in a relationship unless you want to be in a relationship, kind of vibe, right? Sure, maybe you want to be in a relationship and you can't find someone who wants to be in one with you. But if you don't want to be in one, your odds rapidly decrease, kind of vibe, right? Of you being in that relationship. And I have, at least in my personal experience, realized that there was so much of my own inner bullshit I had to deal with. I had to experience so much nothing. So much nothing. To realize that there are some things that I do value. And I feel when we keep putting new energies into our systems, new somethings, right? Just so that there is something instead of nothing, that's when we don't know, right? That's when we don't know. It's like sobriety. When you spend a while, a month or whatever, that's technically my longest streak over the last 3 years in sobriety, and you come back to experiencing your weed or your coffee, there is a very clear sensitivity in your beingness to this thing that you love doing, right? To this something that you were bringing into your system that has nothing in it, right? So, yeah, what am I saying? I'm saying love is true, and love can be found only here. Sure, it can be found in Ireland as well, but It will only be found in Ireland because what is here will now be in Ireland. Kind of vibes, right? And he knows that. Christian knows that. It's just I'm gonna miss him while he's gone, right? And I'm salty about that. Fucking salty. Hey, Shell, bless you. Mm-mm-mm, it happens. It's called love. True. That love can only be found when you truly stop looking for it. Only the universe can provide that. Yeah, John. I agree. I agree with that. I agree. Love is true. No matter what. No matter what. Love is true. The rest is noise. Love is true. I have said those words so many times at this point that they are like etched into my neurons. I wonder what goes on inside of my brain, right? Energetically, neuronally, as an energy system firing when I think about those words at this point. One day I'll know. I've been watching intently the goings on of Neuralink, right? Because a lot of people are not thinking about that right now. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong. Today's stream topic is the fact that things will keep going on whether you think about them or not. However, with what I believe is valuable and it's going to affect us globally speaking, that's definitely one of them. And watching Roland, he calls himself P1 Cyborg. What a dude. He's a quadriplegic. He's paralyzed from his shoulders down. Cannot move. Had to have his family, and I mean, had to have his family is harsh speaking. His family took it upon themselves to take care of him, and they have been taking care of him around the clock, making sure his needs are met, making sure he's not uncomfortable. And when he used to try and do things on his computer devices, he had to have them help, right? And he would keep them up, or if he wanted to stay up longer, he would be inconveniencing his family members. And then hearing him articulate after having this technological extension made a part of him about the quality of life difference, having him articulate as a person what this experience does for him, what the difference is, right? What is going on in his mind as this experience is unfolding in front of us, knowing that this is going to be a big part of our lives, right? I had this conversation with people in high school as a 17, 18-year old. I was painstakingly trying to get it through to people that we're going to become something else as human beings very soon. And my very soon was scoffed at because it wasn't believed, right? I was like, yeah, soon we're going to implant chips in our brains, right? There's this company called Neuralink. There's this Wait But Why, uh, I want to call it article, essay, Wait But Why essay, that goes into depth about like language and about the different systems in the brain and about what a BCI, a brain computer interface, a technological interface for our brains would look like, could look like, and what that's going to mean for our species going forward. And then being able to now, after having those conversations with people, them being in the state of like, oh, I would never do that, and then being like, you're not going to have to do that. The first people that are going to do that are going to be those who need it the most, the people that don't have the ability to move their limbs, so they can't manipulate their technology with their meat stickies. And them being like, nah, dude, won't happen. And then now sitting down today and watching like an hour long live stream of him talking about this, seeing videos of his interfacing with his technology, feeling this sense of surreality of like, oh wow, Here we are, 7 years after I have been having these conversations, right? Almost like trying to bring into our minds that this is something that's going on and you need to be thinking about it, right? Like there are things that are going on that you don't need to think about, like your digestive system, for example, right? This is happening. I'm digesting or whatever, whether I think about it or not. However, the BCIs that come will have global and a great societal impact. And whether or not, how or not you think about this kind of change is going to influence how you find it. And for me, I have already so normalized it in my mind. And then now being able to watch this person, right? And like not only watch this person, I want to make this clear. Watching Roland makes me so happy. I see myself in Roland's character. I see myself in his demeanor and his way of interacting with people, right? He's paralyzed. Seeing myself a paralyzed person, right? Like powerlessness is one of the things that the masculine struggles with the most. Not being able to move your own limbs is a level of powerlessness that I'm getting emotional just thinking about. And seeing this person's life changed, realizing that he is uh, like a technological rebirth. Thinking about we were so stressed about what that would do to a person if we put a chip in their brain, right? Oh no, you're suddenly gonna be controlled. You're gonna start walking around, because they say so. And then watching this person just be themselves with now a new set of skills, a new ability, technically no different, right? No less lovable, no less lovable than any other person I have known. The empathy in my heart, the consideration of their struggle, the amount of difficulty they have had to go through, losing your limbs in an accident, and then technically eventually he's gonna get them back. I think within the next 5 years, that dude's gonna walk again. Never mind even being able to use his technology, he's gonna walk again. And fuck yeah. Sorry for the cursing, but fuck yeah. That makes me unreasonably happy. That feels like hope to me, if anything does. Irish Guinness, guys. Scary neurological chip. What's scary about it, brah? Are you scared of your cell phone? That thing got a bunch of chips. Are you scared of your tablets? You scared of your computers? You scared of your car? You scared of your toaster? That's gonna be how it is, right? It's gonna be like your toaster. In the same way the toaster has the function of toasting your toast, the Neuralink will have the function of turning your neurological inputs into digital inputs. That's its function. Why is that weird? Why is that scary, right? Are you scared of your Fitbit because it takes your heart rate? It's not scary. It's progress. It is progress. Our species is due for change, and that's definitely going to be a big part of it. What's the haps of the Neuralink? Give us the T. Yeah, Roland is P1 cyborg, a person who is a quadriplegic, disabled from their shoulders down. Right? He can still speak. He's very intelligent, clearly, when you listen to him speak, but he cannot move his body. And he got a Neuralink installed in less than 2 hours. He had brain surgery done, and a Neuralink installed in his brain. And within a week, he could use it for up to 8 hours a day. He can. He does. Play Civilization, laying still, not being able to move his limbs for 7 hours at a time. You can watch him play Mario Kart better than I can with my fingers,
right? Like you watch him trick shot people without his limbs. Like it's, I don't know if, yeah, I can start screaming to make it more clear how excited I am about this, but I'm chill mode 5000 thing right now. Thank you. Mm, no chips are going in my brain. Chips will go in my brain. Surely, I will become a technomancer. I am already a technomancer, right? Like the chip upgrade is just going to give me give me more freedom, right? I could with that upgrade move my comment section from here without having to touch that, right? I could technically with a chip in my brain have the comment section in my on my behind periphery, right? So I don't even have to touch the screen. I don't even have to have a screen. I can just read your comments as I walk through my existence. Hopefully, eventually, I can turn my eye inputs into a video feed that I can give you friends, so I can literally show you what I'm looking at as I'm looking around in my environment. And to you, that might sound scary. And you don't have to do any of that, right? I do consider myself willing to experiment, right? And that is not something that everybody has as a part of their beingness, and it's fine. You'll get to see me through this lens at the very least. Learn for yourself, see for yourself what you think about this change. People are predicting a black swan event that will be irreversible, change human history. Could happen very soon. Would you agree that this event could be Neuralink? I think it's gonna be a bunch of things, dear friend. We are, like I want to say, fortunately slash unfortunately, um, opening a bunch of Pandora's boxes at the same time right now. We're opening the Pandora's box of quantum computing. We are opening the Pandora's box of genetic editing. We already have FDA approval for a CRISPR therapy, and it's not going to slow down, right? So, genetic editing. We're opening a Pandora's box of proper AI. We're opening a new Pandora's box of like AI GPUs. I don't know if your friends saw the new Nvidia stuff, but like it's wild the amount of nodes we're plugging in. And then of course Neuralink is another one of them. What else? Yeah, fusion. Probably we'll probably do fusion in the next 10 years as well. So energy, AI, gene editing, brain interfacing with our technology. Uh, Yeah, and then probably as well, we're probably going to get really good with drugs, right? If the brain interfacing directly isn't going to do that for us, we're going to have designer drugs as well. So we'll be taking things that's going to upregulate our experience of this world significantly so, right? Especially alongside the gene editing fractals. Yeah, this again, and I say this as many times as I can, relatively speaking, things are gonna change very quickly. Like, and I've said this directly, 40 years from now, this world that we're in right now will be unrecognizable. People will not understand how we existed. People will not understand what we mean when we tell them we were driving our own cars, or what we mean when we say we couldn't get medical care, or what we mean when we were like, yeah, we were struggling to survive. Like I believe this is my hopeful heart. Like I will not let the world continue the way that it has. Right. Every conversation I have with every single person is in the pursuit of making this place better, not worse. So surely that is how it's going to be for us all. And technology does leapfrog. I mean, if you look at this stream, the fact that we have internet right now, realistically speaking, there is no way for you to have this frame because this house is up here. So if I was using cell phone towers, no signal from that side. And of course, it's a massive stone wall on this side of me. So no signal on that side as well. But because of technology, because of capitalism, in part at the very least, unfortunately, I now have a piece of technology on this piece of property that is pointing at space because millions and millions of dollars have been spent in R&D, for one, building rockets that can land themselves again, and two, on the actual satellites that are literally flying up there, broadcasting signal down to the space and uploading my stream to the internet, right? And that's again, it's again just like a small little goings on of this larger goings on that is actively like happening to our planet. We're bursting at the seams with the amount of technology we have, and it's going to accelerate because the more you put technology in the hands of people, the more that technology flourishes and propagates, and those people can become more intelligent and they can use that intelligence in their projects, upgrading the technology all over again. It's like it's exponential. The singularity is called so for a reason, right? Like we're gonna reach a point where we go so exponential that our human minds will no longer be able to fathom what's gonna happen in the next moment. That might sound terrifying, but if you realize what this experience is for, novelty, right, to learn from, you know that not being able to predict what's going to happen in the next moment is the state in which you learn the most right now. So be present. How's this for Jaded? While it helped Roland, I wonder what is Musk's real motivation. You cannot use it that way, Shell. The way that in which you friends think, right? Like in the same way your cell phone technically manipulates you, right? Technically, you can. There's like inputs that you can use your cell phone for that can become addictive. Notifications and different apps and their interfacing, etc., etc. It doesn't actually manipulate you, right? Like the way in which the products that you use are designed are to be so intriguing and so elusive that you want to keep using them over and over again. Whether or not you use them over and over again is a matter of your will, of your own willingness to say enough, right? And it's going to be the exact same thing of that technology as well. If you think there's some weirdness happening, you can stop charging it, kind of vibe, right? And there will be facilities to take them out if you think there's weirdness. Like, and if they try and stop you from doing that, there will be again uprisings. You know, it will be a fucking nightmare. Believe me, these companies don't want nightmares on their hands. Like we have gotten too finangled when it comes to like the meshing of the goings ons. Like, believe me, it's not fun. Especially not if you're trying to make money as a corporation. It was October 7th. Da, da, da. Conspiracy bullshit. These people think lizard people exist. Good lord, not the lizard people. Brainwash paranoia. Something that cannot be predicted or foreseen that has major consequences. With all of the current events, Neuralink is what we talk about the least. Yeah. I mean, again, it's gonna be a convergence of things like that. I weirdly enough, I would rather just input singularity. That will be the irreversible change that human history is gonna go through. Like we're going to keep pouring processing compute on the fire that is AI, and then eventually that fire is going to shine the same light that me and you shine. And then as soon as it figures out that it can do that, it'll be able to do that a billion times, a trillion times, as many times as the compute allows. And as soon as it does that, and as soon as technology, you know, and I do believe that the new NVIDIA chips that came out recently were in part designed by AI. I do think so. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But that's going to continue happening. So the singularity is basically a point. You know, we can think of it in a black hole perspective where you go past the event horizon, where, you know, you basically get sucked into a point of infinite mass. beyond which our math falls apart, right? Again, from that perspective. But a singularity in the fractal of, again, a super intelligent AI is that it becomes so advanced that it transcends our minds, and that's not far away. And as soon as that happens, that kind of changes the dynamic of this experience. Like the amount of things that will happen that you won't have to think about is going to go exponential. Like there's already technically exponential in nature. Like there's so much going on that you cannot even fathom. But that not even fathoming is going to become exponential in its unfathomableness when it comes to the singularity. And it does sound scary, right? And you would be wrong to not feel a little bit about it. I feel a little bit about it. However, I find myself in the now, right? And if I live lovingly towards myself and towards this world, my relationship to this world is my relationship to myself kind of vibe. And I make sure that relationship is one of love. Then even if I get terminated 10 years, 20 years from now, I would have lived a life in love, right? I would have lost nothing. I would have gained this second of love, another second of love, more love, this day of love, this next week of love, right? That's what I've gained going forward from this moment. So, yeah, show up at that part. Don't be scared. Be love. No. Send me back. Definitely going to go back and watch today's stream as it seems fitting. I hope it's a good one, friend. I hope you enjoyed. The start of it wasn't that engaging. I feel like I like busted through the like grimy gears that was keeping my mind back, at least for the start of the stream. We need Sam's opinion on Neuralink, please. I would like it. The hell happened here? Toasters and Black Swan. Oh, you haven't heard the fractals? Yeah, we've been getting deep with it, Sam. I have herniated discs in my neck at C5, C6, and C7, with 5 pushing into my spinal canal against the nerves in my spine that limit my ability to grab and grip. As scary as it is, it might be my only hope. I mean, like, I'm not trying to compare you in any way, Cigar, but Roland is even worse off, right? And he also had that sense of like, there's nothing else I can do. And that technology, he signed up for it. He literally signed his life away, right? Out of desperation. Like being so hopeless with the amount of pain or inability you are stuck with, right? That you were literally willing to sign your life away. Like I don't feel that we realize the significance of that technology and how it affects people like that. I hope it will affect you soon, Cigar. Neuralink is fucking cool right now. It'll be fucking terrifying in 10 years if we don't get on the ball and start regulating it. There is no regulating it, Sam. It's gonna be like cell phones, right? There are certain things we can expect of cell phones, but there is no regulating it kind of vibe, right? Like there's a certain freedom that comes with these pieces of technology, and that isn't gonna change. It's gonna be pretty wild westy with the whole gene editing thing as well. Again, Sam, that's unfortunately the trouble when it comes to regulation. They're gonna try and regulate gene therapy and gene editing, and as a result of that, there will be a few megacorps that actually can follow through with all of the regulation, and then there will be a plethora of like black market gene editors, right? And they're gonna edit the genes no matter how, no matter what, no matter what the regulation says. They'll go against the regulation even harder just because there's regulations. That's the kind of fractal, right? It's the same thing with software. It's the same thing with, pirating. It's the same thing with all of these things. What we can do is educate people, right, and try and uplift the human psyche in a way where we try and convince people that love is true, and with their actions and the stuff they do to themselves and other people, love should be the truth, right? And that's I've again like there's the one fractal of tyranny slash control regulation, and there's the other fractal of matriarchy, right, of guidance. Like we need more guidance and education than we need control. I forgot about genetic editing, AI, and quantum computing. What thing or combination of things will happen that will change life as we know it? That's basically it, right? Like we figured out, what is it, about 2 decades ago, that there is this thing called CRISPR, right? So, layman's terms is there are, I'm trying to think, it's a virus, right? Yeah, there are viruses that have this CRISPR Cas9 sequence where if a bacteria tries to inject its genome into that virus in an attempt to infect it, it can take that genome sequence that was injected into it, install it into its own DNA. And then as a result of it, it basically becomes immune to that bacterium, right? So every time that bacteria tries to inject its DNA in again, instead of having an immunoresponse, it just rejects it. Of like, oh, I know this. I'm not gonna do what this tells me to do, which is turn yourself into goo and manufacture more bacterias kind of vibe. And what we realized is that we have those same systems in place in our bodies. And you can give the Cas9 protein any DNA sequence, and it will edit it into a genome. That's like basically our introduction to this technology. We've gone into like the RNA, where you give like the instruction set, one instruction set of the information, and then you expect your body to build the other side, right? That's a little bit less invasive kind of vibes. There's taking the stem cells now out of your body, editing those stem cells and putting them back in your body after you got irradiated kind of vibes. That's how we do our current sickle cell treatment. But that is basically like a rough tool, right? Like we figured out how to play with the Legos that is our DNA, right? But in the same way that it would be a colossal task for me to ask you, hey, friend, can you quickly build me a planet using the Legos? And you can go, I can try. And then you start building, your planet Legos, but it's going to take you an eternity to actually get done with that process of assembly, where a supercomputer can use the Lego blocks that is your DNA and build a person in a relative time, right? I won't say it's fast, but it can do it in a relative time. And the better that gets, alongside proper AI, not only compute but proper AI to interpret that information, the information can then again be used in the whole gene editing fractal. So those two will feed into each other. Then the AI getting better and better and better is eventually going to hit probably some sort of transistor bottleneck. Maybe not soon, but at some point. And then if you put quantum computing into that as well, you are technically quantum computing, right? You are existing in that quantum state. Your neurons is existing in that quantum state. And then when we give our AI, right, this thing is already finagling of our DNA, that level of capacity, it not going conscious would be surprising kind of vibes. And then we have something that's called a super intelligence. So, in the way that everything that's going on right now is a function of human intelligence, when we create a super intelligence, something that doesn't sleep, something that can create literal multiple iterations of itself, the thing that we found the most valuable in as human beings will become instantly and for everybody cheap, right? The most expensive, the most valuable thing on our planet, intelligence, is going to be and then again, when you attach that layer of like cheap super intelligence to a brain computer interface, now every single person that has one of those, that has access to gene editing, will be a super biological version of themselves with a super intelligence that is a fourth, layer of their brains. So they'll still be themselves, but when they want to smart, when they want to sound smart, when they want to articulate, when they want to reason about things and think things out, they have a super intelligence attached to their consciousness, right? So yeah, that's in my mind the, what did you call it, the twilight event, the, yeah, the change. That's the change that's coming, bro. Big change. Big change. What combination of things that will happen? It will change life as we know it. Yeah, that's about it. It is an option that is out of my reach, just like stem cell treatment that I need. I've been fighting for over 4 years trying to get my assistance. Love is true, cigar. The fact that you have been surviving for 4 years is an absolute blessing. Continue living, friend. These things will change. I just wish it was faster. I wish I had the capacity to make it just happen. I wish I had money. I wish I was like some billionaire son. Wouldn't that be great, right? Dad dies, leaves me billions of dollars. Invest all of it into making people's lives better. But no, sounds billions or whatever. Hopefully they'll do something. Amazing capabilities on the way. Will humans be any more enlightened? I'm not convinced. I don't think enlightenment is a thing, Mojo. Enlightenment is as much as a thing as an orgasm is, right? Sure, an orgasm is a thing you can have, but in the same way, we assign a disproportionate amount of importance to orgasming, right? Getting to that climax. If it, even if it's like the goings on of a person going out to, a bar that a friend told them there's a bunch of girls at, and then trying to find a girl to sleep with to get to that point, right? Like that is kind of how I see the word enlightenment as well. Is we give ourselves this word, this idea of something, and then we mess with ourselves. We jump through hoops in this attempt to get to this thing we consider enlightenment. And then when it happens, and in my mind, enlightenment is when you realize you are as a sunbeam from the sun, right? Light as it is from the source of light. Enlightenment, right? You realize you are light as everything is, kind of vibe, right? Different frequencies. And it's like a right, like a climax, like a I'm done, and then you have to go on with your life. Sure, you can be there in that blissful state, you know like there's nothing else, like it's just you in the world, right? Kind of vibe. But then eventually things have to go on. You have to work, you have to cook yourself food, you have to drink water, you have to get up and go to the bathroom, kind of vibe, right? And then again, we've placed all of this importance, all of this chasing towards this thing we consider enlightenment. I think what we should chase instead is harmony. Harmony inside our own being instead of enlightenment. I don't know if enlightenment is actually a goal. At least, not in my personal experience. I don't find too much value in enlightenment necessarily. Is that is that sacrilegious to say? No, it's untrue a little bit. I do find value in it, but there's no more value in it than what you're experiencing right now, kind of vibe, right? Like this moment isn't any less special than enlightenment, and I think weirdly enough, realizing that would be a type of enlightenment. Truly realizing it, like it's sinking in, being like, oh, this moment might as special as any of them, the birth of my first child, this moment of me sitting just here, right? And it's hard, like I can feel my ego calling cap, being like, what do you mean, bro? Nothing important is happening, how is this significant? And yet, if I didn't have this moment, I wouldn't have all of those significant moments to follow, would I? No, none of them. It's an opinion. It's an opinion that is out of I love again, bro. I was thinking more about his motivation, how to use it for himself, and he wants to test it on other people before he's willing to put in his own brain. I mean, yes, but again, unfortunately, by our society and by our regulations, there are rules for what is allowed and especially so when it comes to brain surgery and putting things in people's brains. Right now, the only way to get approved for something like that is to make it a make it a medical device first, right? And that's kind of the fractal they had to go down with the whole helping paraplegics first. Man, you're spot on today. Very insightful. Thank you, John. Thank you, bro. Seriously, I appreciate you saying that. I am very passionate about this topic. It's an important one. It's gonna affect us big time. Shell regarding Musk's motivation for his altruism only needs one look at his business logos. In fact, the way you said it, now I understand he's only willing to let us use it because it's just entertaining to us. Yeah, it might be entertaining to you, friends, but I'm gonna use it to make things. And I do believe in the same way as this medium has allowed us to connect with one another and feel more close to each other, that technology will do more of the same. It'll connect people no matter what they want to use it for. We will use it to connect to people. In fact, okay, possibly. Watch TikTok out loud the whole time they were there. There's a lot of pseudoscience that becomes science with time. Bread and circuses. Galileo, Tesla, the splitting of the atom. Bread and circuses is a special move in Civ 6, restricted for Eleanor of Aquitaine. She can throw these parties in her city that apply extra pressure to neighboring cities to flip them to hers. There is no regulating it. Maybe in countries like South Africa there isn't. Yeah, Sam. Again, right? Like they are following the regulatory's body, the FDA. They're following that regulation. The point I'm trying to make is that this technology is coming. And in the same way, there are other devices than just an iPhone, there will be other devices than just a Neuralink. And there will be shady people installing these devices for people that don't want to follow the regulatory framework, right? Everywhere. Like some people won't go that route. I don't think I'd go that route because I consider myself, at least at this point in my existence, a law-abiding citizen. Mostly. Mostly law abiding. I abide most laws, right? The laws that benefit my society, I try to abide. But it is a fractal uh, of progress kind of vibe, right? You're not gonna regulate progress. I know it's hard to believe, but regulatory bodies can be very effective when they're staffed with people who want to do their jobs. Yeah. There are also other people whose jobs are to get past the regulations and they really want to do their jobs too. Regulations are for large corporations, small businesses, and back alley doctors likely won't follow these regulations. Thank you, John. Yeah, that's the point I'm making. I'm not saying you're wrong, Sam. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they won't listen kind of vibe, right? Like children. Like there's a bunch of candy on a table at a kids party and you tell the kids that they're not supposed to be eating the candy until like 6 p.m. All right, like, and that's the regulation you have set in place. Bet one of those kids are gonna find a piece of candy in their hands before 6. Depending on how long you make them wait. Blade Runner much? I mean, I literally see a tank with eyeballs now. A tank with eyeballs. Am I the tank with eyeballs? Or maybe you're just fractaling about a tank with eyeballs. What now? Yes, I mean, me too, lol. Either Cars or Wally is a sign of our future to come. I will not get in one of those chairs. I might get in one of those chairs, but only after I do my yoga. Love how availability of doll hairs will make all the tech exclusive to Jodie Foster and Elysium. Yeah, no, that's also not gonna happen, Shell. The whole Elysium fractal. People are too salty, right? In the same way it happened in Elysium, that shit is gonna happen either way. People will kill each other. So we can rather just take care of one another, and then we don't have to kill each other, right? If the objective is take care of one another, then our failing is not taking care of each other. When our objective is kill one another, then our failing is the other people surviving and then them killing us, right? Do we see how reestablishing better objectives reestablishes the stakes of the game? Objective, take care of people. Fail objective, people are not taken care of. Shit. Let's reapply. Objective, take care of people until we get it right. Objective to kill people. Right, like, what's the value? There's no value add. You're taking value away from this planet. Human life. I believe, and again, I'm going to keep saying this until it's a reality, human life is going to become the most valuable resource on this planet. Once intelligence is, free, basically, once energy is free, basically, food and water and shelter is free, the only thing that's going to be expensive is human beings, right? The value of your sensitivity to this experience. Because goodness, like, really take a moment to consider the amount of experience, the amount of depth, the amount of things going on, and you not even having to think about it. Black Swan always refers to a negative event. True. Appreciate the positive vibes more than anything. Love you, Cigar. You're blessed, bro. Flag event, false flag operation, earworm, Dido. I adore her. I've been listening to her this week, but Hunter was in my head. There is going to be people who don't follow those regulations. Yeah, and all of those no gods or kings, only man assholes are gonna have to go to prison. I don't think prison works, technically speaking. Not traditional prison, at least. But you see, the joke is, uh, like the prison systems we have right now is basically a hub, and I think you know this as well, Sam. Technically, right? Like when you create a prison system, you also create a crime university where people get to, in the same way you could mingle with peers in a university, you can mingle with peers in the prison, make new homies, set up to meet outside the prison when you get out eventually to go and do some more shady shit or whatever. Yeah, I don't think the prisoning them is gonna help. Mango donation, thank you, Simon. That is in fact enough money to buy myself a box of mangoes. But I am saving to buy a camera, so I again look like percentage, bro. Point something percentage. Love is true, man. I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, Simon. I want to be a hunter again. So, heard deal with Eminem. I feel so lost. I don't think prisons work. Ask the Russians how they feel about that. I don't know if we should take the Russians' advice on the prison system, Sam. You know, like the human rights atrocities. uh, scratches my throat. So much, so much atrocizing police beings. Because again, right? I feel like, and I should establish this, like the place I reason from. And I feel like it is hard for people to accept this sometimes, but we are the exact same consciousness, right? Masculine, unchanging consciousness. And then everything we experience, all the change we have in our whole lives, is feminine in nature. It is change. If the masculine, unchanged consciousness experiences anything, it is the feminine change that is your whole life. And depending on what fractal you experience, whether or not you are loved as that feminine, you will turn out one way or another, right? And in punishing that consciousness, that unchanged consciousness, that punishment is experienced by you. It's experienced by the part of you that is unchanged, right? You might be changed watching something get punished, but the part of you that's unchanged will watch something get punished and love all the same. But it doesn't make it hurt any less, right? Doesn't make it hurt any less. And it's you feeling that hurt. It's us feeling that hurt. So yeah, again, we need to figure out a way to love each other into a little bit more of a positive direction. And I know I am so naive. Don't you get me wrong. I'm not unaware of the fact. I'm just very hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I believe that a lot of our brain damage happens because of our societal implications, you know, like what is expected of you, how this world is set up, how we treat people, right? Right? Sure, sure. There will be bad people. I don't doubt that. But I think the concentration of them will decrease when we live in a not bad world. You want to see a cool grasshopper? Looks like a midnight grasshopper. US had intel on that Islamic extremists that were running an attack on Russian public. Putin did a speech telling his people to ignore the US warnings. Yeah, I heard about that. Hundreds. I didn't know hundreds were dead. I did hear about the whole getting warned and then it being like, no, they're trying to destabilize us, you know, like pretend that they know something, yada yada. And then real people died. Look at this creature. Look at this. The way he's spreading out his legs. He's doing a slow-mo walk. That creature is terrifying. You want to see something cool? Touch it. Touch it. It's only terrifying if you are scared. If you realize it's more scared of you, there's nothing to be scared of. Yeah. Probably grasshopper. You know, grasshopper. Like I do want to show you like my hand for scale. No, dude. I'm just trying to show my hand for scale, bro. Yeah, that's the size of them. Alrighty. Some cars and drums. My kalimba got still. Oh, his antennas are neat, right? The way they were pointing upwards. Get the drum.
Alrighty. Gorgeous beetle. It is a grasshopper, but it is a gorgeous one indeed. Oh, I'm sitting a little bit in the line of fire. That's better. Sorry about this very fantastic camera work.
How dare you?
Dare I what? Are you gonna play with me?
I can.
If you want to. I've been doing some chanting, bro.
Yeah, I've heard. I have heard.
You think you can add like a melody that I can chant to?
I'll just play a normal chord progression and you can chant to it, yes.
Did I zoom in? Guess so. I got my cone ready to smoke. Bless you. That attack smells like a white flag event to me, though. Yeah. Like apparently it's gonna be more
More
political manipulation. We're talking about some politics stuff, bruh. Not exactly what this space is for. Are we gonna have a concert? Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the TV. Nice. Look at that beautiful orange light. Spot view right here, dude. Maybe I can bring it back a little bit. Yes.
You can start first so I can adjust to your rhythm a little bit better.
My ring on me.
I wanna grow a vocabulary of sounds as well like this,
Mm.
bro. Because I feel myself still learning how to do this.
So you just do it.
I'm gonna
improvise
try
and
some of the
get
like vam
better.
yum ram lam type of sounds, dude. All right. Nice. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
That was so much fun, bro. We will grow better still. Little by little of practicing, bro. And we can even do like a show like that, bro. Just gibberish sounds. So. Who even needs lyrics, bro? You can just go. Alright. Card pull time. You wanna tell me when I should
Yes.
hoit?
Yes.
You wanna tell our friends about the joke I told yesterday after you slayed?
Hmm.
Come on, man. You know the joke. The joke. You've told that joke like 3 times today to me back, dude. Level 80 bard.
Oh yes.
So we go to this karaoke place last night, and
It was really fun.
it was very fun. Other than the fact that it was like smoked out in the karaoke room,
Yeah.
it was very fun.
And we heard some atrocities.
We heard some war crimes against ears. You know, it was rough. And then after like, you know, what you would only be able to liken to like ears bleeding singing, John steps up to the mic. And I don't know if that was your John Lennon performance.
John Legend one.
Yeah.
All of me.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah, exactly. I think the second one you really slayed, bro.
Yeah, I was not nervous the second time anymore because
Yeah.
I heard what
The
was
sound-
going on. Then I was
exactly.
like, okay.
This is fine. And then yeah, like he comes out again, and I joke with him, and I'm like, bro, the experience I'm having listening to you sing the way that you do is like we walked into like the beginner bar in our Dungeons and Dragons game, and he's a level 80 bard. Like absolutely a rock people's world. Yeah, like the amount of people that came up to him and let him know that this is the song that you need to be singing, right?
And then I did.
And he did. He sang the songs. He sang the freaking songs. It was beautiful.
Grace Kelly was the first.
Yeah, Grace Kelly was. You did it well, bro. Like you even went for the. I could be Alaska. Fucking so high, bro. So impressive. Beginner bard versus level 80 bard. Yeah. Yeah. Legit.
You are too undergeared for this instance.
John is a talented dude. Tell him more. Tell him again. Infectious in a way. So
was
much
like-
love.
That was like some of the first times you actually heard me singing live, right?
Yeah. Technically on a proper sound system. It was.
Yeah.
Men can sing. The Wemi that was doing like the karaoke night
Yeah.
records him,
Bro,
right?
He stops the whole show. He's like, I recorded you. You need to listen to this recording.
Yeah.
Plays the recording of the song I just sang
Sang.
karaoke.
Yeah,
And everyone's
and,
sitting
like-
there like, what?
Like I'm having a trip as well because every time at least I tried, unless I was eating, that time I didn't go inside.
Yeah.
But every time John was singing, I would go and listen to his songs. And then he finishes singing his song, me and Max come outside, and then suddenly we hear John sing again, and we're like, and then we watch and we see John and the women talking to each other. We're like, "What's
Bro, that
happening?"
fractal, I was like, please stop. It's
Please,
okay.
just
I
stop.
appreciate that you record and you can definitely send them to me. I would appreciate it, but I don't want everyone to have to listen to the song they just
Listen
listened
to again on
again
recording.
without someone.
Yeah, there was a lot of energies going on last night. It was fun.
Yes.
It was very fun. There was a level of stoked, that was definitely infectious as well. Look at Melty's cheeky grin. So much love. People loved it. Simon wanted to go again, bro. Brilliant. Talented dude. Bird in the background at the end was good. Natural timing. At the end of that session. You guys are premier cool. Thank you. Look at that, bro. $2.51.
Easy.
Yeah. Simon blessed us with a box of mangoes today, dude.
Hey, bro.
Think about that, bro. Thank you, Simon. Bless you, bro. John is like a goddamn professional singer. What do you expect? Drops mic, walks off. Like literally, he's professional singer. Right? And like some of the other people were like, goodness, that guy sings good. I'm like, yo, he's professional singer.
I enjoyed taking people on a trip where I did like all these different genres.
Yeah,
accents
he
and stuff.
sang a Bob Marley track.
Redemption song.
Yeah, redemption song. Like he even cut the haves and hads, and even the hand. Like and.
But my end was made strong.
Yeah. It was good. It was really awesome. All right. We got card times. It's gonna be you who tells me when to stop. Oh.
Will I?
I'll just go through the deck indefinitely, bro.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll tell it to stop.
yeah.
Stop.
I do like this card.
You do like it.
It's called Piercing the Veil.
Woo!
You wanna look at that for a second? It's a warrior holding for your inspection a bundle of arrows.
It's very nice.
Mm.
The lightning and stuff. Fractal with his mountains and the storms.
Blue flames that burn away ego, around him.
Very nice.
Very nice. We haven't pulled this card in a while. I'm glad you're here to let Mel know that there's more music than Psytrance. I have no idea what you're talking about. Psytrance is the only music.
What
All other music is just, like pre-remixed Psytrance tracks.
Failed cycle.
Failed, Cytrons without the Cytrons. That's all other music. All right. One more scan through the clouds, the flower ratio, the white flames burning, ego away. 28. I was close. What number did you say? 27. That was very close. Very close. One of my favorites. I love the read on this one as well. Redemption song is the shit. Yeah, it really is good. So much love that you're here. Interesting pull. Okay. Pre-remix tracks. Joy Vive is cracking up. Yeah. I'm funny. I make joke. I make laughy laughies. One more time, and then I'll read to you, friend. Card number 28. Self-awareness and seeking wisdom. Today's stream topic was about all of the things that go on without you having to think about them.
Yeah.
And I was talking about like the inner goings on, like you have like a digestive tract, digesting your food. You don't have to think about that
like
stuff.
doing all of
Yeah,
that
exactly.
for
And then
you.
on the higher level of like the society, technology being made, and then that kind of led
AI
us.
is gonna do the same thing where it's gonna be just doing things for
It
you.
kind of led us down the whole AI and then the whole Neuralink, and we were
Yeah.
extensively talking about that today.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like I watched again that whole Roland, like 1 hour. I think like a meeting with all of the people that work on the device kind of vibe. But it was very cool, dude. Watching that fractal, like watching a person talk about this implant that they have.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Self-awareness and seeking wisdom. There are passages and veils through which shamans and visionaries transcend personal limitations and pierce through outmoded thought forms. It is by purity of purpose and by the ability to focus intentions that this becomes possible. This shaman holds a bundle of arrows, representing the strength of the peaceful warrior. He is surrounded by blue flames that burn away ego. Powerful five-flower geometry aids him in this interdimensional quest. This is a demanding pursuit that will require the visionary to be conscious and vigilant. As he pierces veils of illusions, he gains self-awareness and access to insight and wisdom beyond the conventional. This card suggests that you are in a quest of greater understanding of your life path. Imagine that you travel with this shaman into the geometry and into your own pursuit of self-awareness. Gaze past the veils of ego and delusion. Let it be your intention to move beyond these limitations and into your own personal truth. Courageously step forward and pursue the way of wisdom.
Nice. So much, yes.
Are you pursuing the way of wisdom? You feel wise? Connor is here. Bless you, bro. We're just about finished. We played drum. We chanted. John helped us make some music. We pulled card. There is but only one thing for us left to do. Say that we love Connor. Agree with Simon about how relevant it is indeed. And then read my goodbye message. Gonna read it any second now. What a world. Isn't that orange light nice? Have the most beautiful day. You know? That's more than enough. Busy hands, busy love yous. It's okay. Thank you for letting me know so I can auto-gen one. I appreciate you letting me, see that message. Discord if you need support, guys. Thank you, Simon.
I appreciate the good vibes and much respect for all that is brought into this journey. Thank you, Cigar, for showing up and for supporting me, friend. I think I might listen to some pre-remix music after stream. Please do. Please do. I listen to other music as well, but when I listen to music on stream, it's usually because I'm dancing, right? And when I dance, Psytrance helps. It gives you clear, defined, bop, 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 bop things to dance on. Have the most beautiful day, everyone. I hope you all have a deep experience of insight when it comes to the goings on in your own life, in your own relationships, in your own body, in your own mind. I hope that depth eventually bleeds into your understanding of everything that goes on around you. The goings on of the birds as they fly around, the goings on of the air passing you right now, the goings on of society and people building things, the goings on of every single person's inner being. I hope all of this depth makes you feel full, whole, complete, makes you realize just how special your part is. In doing so, I hope we feel enough until we do this again on the other side. I appreciate you, friends. The rock is glowing behind you, right? Right? My simulation is falling apart. Exposure or whatever. I mean, it does work.
It works.
It does work. Weirdly enough, you can roll joints out of my already vaped bud, and it still works. For those who want to know, like and subscribe, please do. I love you, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everybody. Until we do this again tomorrow. Cheers.